Bruce Lee said, absorb what is useful, discard what is not, add what is uniquely your own. That's what I want to talk about tonight. It's adding what is uniquely your own. You see, in the world of martial arts, in the world of fitness, in the world of nutrition, in the world of philosophy, all these things are malleable to the individual. The individual is the key point. Yes, we are social creatures. We do tend towards groups. We tend towards strength in numbers. We use aggregate information, which must come from the group. But we are first and foremost individuals. And every individual has a slightly different biological environment, internally and even externally. Even in the same neighborhood, no two homes are the same. Within the same home, no two children are raised the same. My brother and I, extremely different. All because we absorbed the lessons of our parents quite differently. Excuse me. The point is that as you continue down your journey, you're going to find that there are many things which are very useful. You're going to find many things which are not very useful. And you're going to find that you have to bridge the gaps with your own material, with your own experimentation, exploration, and discovery. This is the best thing. You can't just put this giant umbrella over everything. Umbrella ideologies don't really work because they seek to universalize things that are not universal. There really is nothing that's universal. As a side note, you may notice that I on occasion will wear a shirt that has OFUC on it. It's kind of my training motto. OFUC stands for Open Forum Universalized Combat. The whole idea is that we're trying to take that which is somewhat universally applicable to the human body. But the idea then, of course, is that the program, the movement patterns are universal, but the details are all going to be very personal. Universality breaks down at an individual, personal level. Even in physics, in the grand unified theory that doesn't exist yet. Well, it doesn't exist because, one, we can't reconcile gravity, but two, because all these different things, all these different layers work on different scales. And it's hard to reconcile the scales. The macro with the micro, with the Planck scale, which is way beyond less than micro, and it's ridiculous. It's hard to reconcile all things under this one grand unification. So what do we do in this search for a grand unified theory, say within martial arts or within fitness? What we do is we find the outlines, the skeletons, the blueprints, the exoskeletons, anything you want to say, the framework that provides a beneficial structure. And then we personalize that. It's kind of like, and I'm bad with analogies, but it's kind of like those housing sublets that contractors just build a bunch of cookie cutter houses all in a row, and there may be 2 or 3 designs that are repeated, or it may just be one design that's repeated over and over and over. But it's my phone. As people move in, they personalize these houses, and depending on local social restrictions and whatnot, they may paint the house, they may change the roofing, they may add trim, they may even do additions and add a garage or another level or whatever, depending on what their zoning is like. The idea is that as people move into these frameworks, they make them uniquely their own. They're not changing the framework, they're simply adding the unique bits. And in some cases, yes, they are changing the framework by taking off the not useful parts, or adding on more useful parts, or stripping off a not useful part and replacing it with a useful part. It's this level of customization, of personalization. It's necessary for our journey because we are individuals first. I'm not going to achieve a one-armed handstand. Still haven't done that yet either. But I'm not going to achieve a one-armed handstand the same way that you do. A great coach may be able to point us in the same direction of how to get there. But the methodology that my brain, my nervous system uses to adapt may be slightly different than yours. I may respond to different stimuli differently, almost guaranteed I do. So keep this in mind. When you're searching for the perfect program, the perfect diet, the perfect weightlifting routine, the perfect martial arts class, there isn't one. There simply is not one. Even what I teach is not perfect because it is impossible to cover all contingencies for all people. There are way too many variables, just way too many things going on. So at the end of the day, what you got to look at is find a framework that appeals to you. Find a framework that seems to be in the direction that your goals are in. And then you take that and you work and you work and you work, and as you go along and you progress, you're going to find the things that are worthwhile. And you're going to keep those. If the camera just shook, it was because my dog just bumped it. So, anyway, and you're going to find things that you don't like so much. Get good at them until you understand what's behind them, because there are oftentimes things that you're not going to like that are actually really beneficial, and you just don't like it because you don't get it yet. So stick with them until you get it. And once you get it, if it still doesn't make sense, check it out. It's not working. Then start exploring, start adding. How do I deal with this particular angle? How do I deal with this particular attack? How do I deal with this mindset? What is giving me this hang-up? There's a number of variables, and I can't give you the answers for those. You can pay for a private lesson, and we can hash out an idea, but it's still not going to be me giving it to you. I'm just going to be spitballing at you, throwing ideas, and let's see what sticks, until you find something that works for you. So, just remember, absorb what is useful, discard what is not, and add what is uniquely your own. That's it. Good journey.